great game.
Yeah.
The gimmicky and pack rolly style of 3D Max is super interesting to watch versus this Eternal Fire squad. And this is an Eternal Fire who are in great form starting off this year. Feels like it might finally be the time for Turkish CS.
Woxic's been a huge piece of that. Everyone has certainly had their moments, but watching his redemption over the past year or so has been very exciting. P2 King on the short side. 3D Max go chasing, jiggling into Jota, leaves them high and dry. Everyone gets a piece of the pie here for Eternal Fire as Ricardia slow taps into quick spam with the Julies. Might just be able to finish this off. And they take the pistol round over 3D Max.
Yeah, the other thing I think is important to bear in mind is last time these teams faced off, the circumstances were different, right? For Eternal Fire, when they matched up back at the major, this was like a rough end to the year for Eternal Fire that had started strong on making it all the way into playoffs in Copenhagen, right? And then it later led to the addition of Jota, the removal of Calyx. And so it was like Eternal Fire had a bit of a come down at the end of the year versus the 3D Max that were peaking. Now you have Eternal Fire red hot to start 2025. This is a 3D Max that didn't go away and make changes to the team, but some changes to their game and even the way they carry themselves, Gravity being the most notable there. Seen a whole different side to the guy to start this year. From the new fresh-faced player playing his first lands in the 3D Max jersey.
Yeah.
Now screaming down seasoned veterans of the game.
Great character development, to be honest. In a very short space of time. And yeah, no reason for this team to make changes looking from the outside coming into this year, given how successful they were going into top 16 of the major. Starting off a new year with new goals, new heights they want to reach. They've come in with a bit of a bang here. Katowice going to be more of a whimper in this round, surely. Although I say that positionally they're out in the sight. That bomb would love to make it in, but disallowed by Eternal Fire. They come in to finish the job, and they will do it swiftly. Good start to the game for the Turkish team.
Liked being on site with Eternal Fire. They always roam around in a little pack.
Yeah.
The vibes seem good in this team. I think that's something that Jota also has very much helped bring up even further. Something the Manager spoke about is how he's already trying to be that guy that, you know, uplifts the team when things aren't going well, trying to bring good energy. I don't remember what interview it was in, but Manager even said, like, I try to do it, but also I'm doing a lot of other stuff, like
busy
calling the shots, right? And so, yeah, I think that's it's nice if that ability to is already there to like offload that onto your newest player.
Yeah, especially a young guy with a lot of energy, a lot of things to prove, wants to bring more in and outside of the server. 3D Max are going for this right now. There's only two players here. All trying to spam out that Coffins player, but Manager will get back in the bomb site. Short and long, 3D Max very split right now. If one thing goes wrong, the whole round crumbles. So they need this entry, but Exercise is looking good for it. He's way deeper than Makade should be ready for. Gets that kill on the long side, double up into the site. It's only Jota, and Vibes won't save you there. 3 entries for Exercise. Puts 3D Max on the board.
And for the course of this year, we've seen Manager really be able to hold his own in clutches, but this is sadly not one he can attempt being on the other side of the map. So will just be a save. I've really enjoyed watching Manager play as of late, right? I don't just think he's calling a great game, but I think he's finding good impact individually.
We even mentioned him in that last series, the nuke T-sides that he brings are really, really cool. Not just, you know, the concepts, but how he puts himself in very important positions on T-side, lurking main, going for heaven's flanks around garage, and often comes up with a lot of results. Has been really solid. I do think the one downside for Eternal Fire now is there's a lot of tape. There's a lot of data on how they play. If you watch back any of the demos, if you go, you know, put it in a 2D demo viewer, you're going to get a good idea how Eternal Fire like to construct their T-sides. Sure, that's only going to save you so much because there are some really sharp shooters on this team, but in terms of being able to read where this squad is ending, could be seeing some gambles in this map go 3D Max's way. Less so in this map, more so in the second. Anubis on a bit of a win streak are Eternal Fire.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's one of those situations where you're dead on, you're going to have a lot to go back and look at, but it's still very hard to stop a team that is finding that much success on Anubis. Most high-profile win recently being that over Spirit, but even if you look at their whole run throughout Bounty, they beat a bunch of legit teams on Anubis. They are looking like the one of, if not the best Anubis team right now with the sort of results they've been getting.
Oh, well, 3D Max hit back. Done some damage to Xantara, has pushed him back into spawn. Smoke blocks this push. 3D Max still look like they want to go delayed. Exercise up in the apartments. What's he going to do? While nades get thrown into this B side, they let him work, let him lurk.
I mean, this is Eternal Fire with a bit of a taste of their own medicine. If this lurk presents anything to 3D Max, no, he will get bested. Easy. The rest of the gang find success over at B, and that's a 4-1 split with the lurker given room to work the A site while the rest of the gang chomp down on B.
They just run through that CT smoke like it's nothing. Trade 2 for 1. I like that Eternal Fire even looking for this. I presume there's a kit down in the site. 2v3, they've got to be very quick, but this first entry's up for the taking. Lucky on top of the box, hits his shot, and Jota's out. 3D Max right now, just playing that pack CS you mentioned. Punching through bomb sites. If you want to talk underrated, I think the individuals on 3D Max definitely do fall in that category. It's just streaky. You know, I've seen Maka just go crazy, but I've also seen him drop off the face of a cliff. I do think there are some very talented individual players in this team. I think Lucky's returned to form we saw at the Major in a big way as well.
I mean, Lucky was the major run for 3D Max, right?
Guy, like, wasn't he?
His goal of getting back to them achieved, and now more to give. Oh, he was phenomenal there. I think that's one of the things that's cool about like the Gravity developments. To me, it feels like a strategy to try and have him providing in the server, right? If you're going to be yelling at your opponents and trying to build confidence like that, it feels like it's worked out for him thus far. But it is more reserved from 3D Max in this series. No screaming yet. Here's Madja with a clean tap on that picked up AK.
Interesting.
Eternal Fire, not the type of team where you can try and exploit the captain. Madja will hold his own.
They're going back to B.
They are going to play right into his hands. I feel like Madja's the type of guy, the more pressure that gets applied, the better he does. And he is about to be feeling that pressure. Rotates in. Wakadia, even on a backstab, gets spotted early. I wonder if that makes them go back. They don't have any control over towards A. That's the big threat. But when you kill Wakadia pushing down mid, you know the AK is in B and he just fought you with a pistol, they're going to up and leave. They're going to take the chance on the A play, and there's only Woxic here.
Yeah, they didn't rush that decision. They still hung around to see if more kills would come their way, and either way, they have time to make it into this site. They're going to clear every single position. Madja gets a second kill from Long. But I don't think he can win this round. Surely not. Bomb is loose. Pick back up, put back down. 3D Max get the round, and a couple of guns saved is a victory in and of itself in such a low econ situation for Eternal Fire.
Exercise having a really good start for 3D Max. That's a good sign if that keeps up, because, you know, if he's able to keep being impactful on the extremities, that will make life far harder for Eternal Fire. Going to get them doubting some of these pushes for info in the mid-round. It was him who shut down that big flank and opened up the A play in the first place. When the guy that's operating almost entirely on his lonesome in these rounds is 8-3 to open up your T side, it's a feel-good moment for 3D Max.
I would love to see either of these teams in the playoffs get to rocket in front of a crowd and see if they crumble, see if they play up to the level. But unfortunately, it's just such a tricky road to get there, isn't it? Winner of this facing the winner of FaZe G2, which is just going live on the other stream. So you've got to beat a world beater if you want to get there. Madra at top B here. Everyone getting nades in. No one looking to commit.
I mean, I think something else that's been a treat about Eternal Fire is they've called a good game to try to exploit some of the rust on these new rosters. That's at least how it felt going into Blast, right? It was stripped back cooling from Madra. It's not like he was diving deep into the strat book for anything he was cooking. It was a lot of mind games played with the opposing IGL, something he spoke about in interviews, trying to exploit the fact that they don't have the fundamentals and protocols in place yet. And so I think versus the better teams, Eternal Fire actually hit even harder. I think this is actually a tricky matchup for them, because this is the 3D Max that didn't make changes in the player break, and that have instead gone over and adapted their playbook coming into a new year. Now in the top mid they go, 3 strong. Will Wakadia get checked as that fourth man rounds the corner now? Gravity clears this, but it was half-assed, and they'll pay the price. Wakadia in with a double. And 3D Max now in trouble as the bomb was spotted. They know it's this A play. Only 20 seconds left. This is where 3D Max have to end.
Got to make it work. Maka clearing so many positions, but they're right below him. They're right under the sight. Jota gets his. Woxic appears from nowhere, and Lucky thrusts him into a clutch that's too hot to handle. Gun swapped. He's dropped. Eternal Fire hold on to that A site. They made that crossfire look very good in a 2v3 man down hold. Nice double for Wakadia, and yeah, the lazy clear leaves you wanting. Impressive still to get 2 kills out of it. Couple of gun rounds early for 3D Max, but Eternal Fire land right back on their feet. Great grenade.
Yeah, really, really good util, punishing this banana take out of 3D Max. Magic is trying to chase these down. Comes close, but doesn't take it over the line. It's got to be Xantares. That was a lineup, but the quick switch. Can he make up for it? Xantares, 2 quick kills, third man in tow. Gravity with the trade, and that's opened up the route to this B play.
You would say 2's enough, but that felt like 3 kills on a plate there for Xantares if he didn't swap off his weapon by accident. And they're panicking this rotate, but Woxic isn't. Woxic stays stoic in the sight. He hears them coming his way. Both of them running. 1 kill would be massive. Can Woxic get anything done? Ugly. Jota does trade him out efficiently. That molly's not going to block him from committing, but he decides against it. Smoke comes down. Gravity goes for the stick, guaranteeing the money as he gets run at. Fake.
It's annoying for Jota. He used his util hoping that would get Gravity off the bomb, but so much spam damage is connected. Jota hasn't even seen his target yet, and he's got Gravity 1 shot away from certain death.
It could be anywhere, though.
Gravity does not have a lot of time to react here. He's got to hit this first shot. Swinging wide! Gravity makes it work!
Let's go!
And a key clutch picked up by 3D Max as they take the lead now. Eternal Fire might have found a lot of success over towards Banana. There was a spray down that could have ended the round right there from Xantares.
Yeah.
Instead, it's Gravity at 4 HP, waltzing into it like he owns the place.
Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, and Tifa Jota just did so much damage through that smoke. Not meant to be. Eternal Fire have a tricky decision to make on whether they want to buy here. They're already looking like they want to risk it all. This could set 3D Max up for a very strong T-side indeed. Towing the line. Maja all in, but still looks like an attempt at the eco.
I think that's curious here is just the no util in this round, right? With some money put in, usually you try and make things uncomfortable by buying time with smokes.
Just have no loss. That's the weird thing about this.
But a bit of aggression could go a long way. Jota looking to put this FAMAS to work on an aggressive path in through the bedroom, but he's being held. Now the FAMAS is small. The barrel doesn't stick out around this corner, but Jota was still seen. Gravity gets the spot off, and Jota knows better than to stick around.
Even just getting info that you saw a rifle there is actually quite integral in a round like, as you said, they've had no util. They've got one smoke in the whole round. They haven't used it, so 3D Max didn't know what they were up against. Now they've got a bit of an idea.
Gimmicky boost to try and get Xantares a kill early, but the flash finds its mark. Macca's Mac 10 was meant to run it down, but Wicadia covers. That's info at least that there were 3 players over at B, so 3D Max try and pick up the pace, run it back around into this A site. Jota's been waiting here. Reinforcements now arriving, and Jota in a good position. They shouldn't be ready for him here, but a last-minute clear from Joko tees them up to move in. Maja overran, and Woxic struggles to get his bearings. They managed to brush aside that hastily constructed 3-man sight hold. And so 3D Max ease into pole position. Still a dominant performance being put up by Exercise here, as he is emerging as a real difference maker in this matchup.
Yeah, I love the way you put that with a hastily constructed sight hold. That's the game plan for 3D Max. So as soon as they realize there's a stack on B, they want to get back into A before Eternal Fire have something cooking, before they have double pit. It's a guy up on Balk and a couple in the site just really trying to squeeze 1 kill out each. And that's all it would have taken for that round to get weird. Just 1 kill for Jota or Maja. Then Woxic can spring the trap with a 5-7 up close, but 3D Max trade nicely. Seeing some really nice T rounds here for 3D Max. Looking like they are dialed in, not getting over hyped at the beginning of this game. Knowing Eternal Fire actually shown a lot of comebacks recently. Fighting back from any round, from any scoreline in their face. Orb for Woxic makes an appearance. They smoked the molly again. Last time they didn't use it. This time they go right into Woxic, and they still nail the shot. Crazy entry for Gravity. It's going to come at a cost, and that cost is his life. Spammed through the smoke by Jota. One man gets up on long. Cheeky, cheeky.
Yeah, Exercise trying to take this bit of space he's been given. Hoping he can thread the needle out through long while Maka is making noise, but Exercise blindside. It doesn't matter as Maka finds more success. And now Lucky waits, steals himself away from this fight till Xantares brings it to him. He's hoping he just waltzes right into his crosshair, and that's exactly what was going to happen. Xantares does clear it, but can't deliver the kill, and now they're aggressing onto Maja. Nice move there from 3D Max as they take the fight to Eternal Fire in the post plant.
That's patience for Lucky. That's experience right there. Xantares is trying to bait out that close position, even though he doesn't know there could be someone there. He's running around, he's running back. Lucky doesn't move a muscle. He was about to swing, he pre-aimed it as Xantares comes for the clear, but he reacts well. And the key is, if he doesn't need to move, he doesn't need that frag like Xantares needs it. So just staying in his position keeps that post plant alive for 3D Max. 6-3 now. And this whole half, the last 3 or 4 rounds have just been these messy buys for Eternal Fire, and this is another one of them. 3D Max are making the most of the opportunity they've been given by ruining these SMG M4 mixes.
Yeah, Eternal Fire defo to try and regain a bit of composure here because the scoreline is already building out of control. They arrived in Katowice in fantastic form as well, right? Like, I think just on form alone, you could have made a very, very strong case for Eternal Fire being one of the favorites to secure a playoff run here.
They were meant to. They were the favorites over VP. They were meant to win that game. That's a VP we haven't seen achieve anything. Eternal Fire banged out Falcons. They had the perfect run through their bracket. They had VP. I think a lot of teams would have chosen to face VP, even with the potential this team has on paper. It wasn't one of the top dogs. And they lost it, so here they are. They have to fight their way through a very difficult lower bracket. This is what happens. It's a cutthroat format. 3D Max right now up for the task. That smoke is not going to stop the top player on the boost from getting vision.
Oh, Madja, very intentional with when he makes noise. They're hoping that that was going to make 3D Max discount the boost, but Spam connects. Pushing through his Jota, but it's dying effort here. Final 10 seconds, plant found. And the hunt is on. Xantares getting chased down as he tries to save this M4. Won't go quietly out of the round at least. So that's something for Eternal Fire, but a destruction of 3D Max. They move up into a heavy lead now, 7-3. And a T-side that's spiraled out of control here. A couple of aggressive purchases from Eternal Fire. And suddenly it feels like this whole first half has disappeared before their very eyes.
Can't believe Gravity just spams that smoke. I think Madge is just showing himself. Like you said, he was trying to bait for his team. But they go, okay, there's only one guy here. There's no way that's all there is on the B-hold when we execute. So just reading that situation really well. They didn't know it was a double boost either. They just spammed it for a bit of chance, and it goes a long way. So 3D Max, that one reset round in the middle of the half has done them very well. Already a winning T-side. The opportunity for more all rests on this round. This is the difference between a 7-5 and a 9-3.
Yeah, this decides if 3D Max have dominated the first half, or if Eternal Fire still have some room to maneuver on their T side. Flash into the top of middle. This time no spam connects for Jota. Look at the pace on Gravity and Joko. Yeah. Right into the Woxa KWP. They made this open, and that's huge for Xantares. Both players flung further afield, found by Eternal Fire. Madja now getting pressured. The heat turns up, smokes come in, and 3D Max make it in with that bomb. 3v5. A retake favoring Eternal Fire. A retake they desperately need if they want to recover this CT half.
Got the nades, they've got the manpower, and they've got one kit. They just need to figure out their best way back in. Smoke on Banana. Molly, surely at the new box. They're going to blanket this site in fire, give them an option. Good block on CT. They're going to go hunting for the kills. Exercise trying to force them ahead of time. Oh, the nade, he finds a third. Exercise going for the ace. Off for the races here in this B site. It's Exercise with all five.
God! Exercise is unmatched. And Gravity's kept it balled up all series long. He hasn't said a word yet, but when you see your teammate do that, turn around a 3v5 with the ace, You have to.
Unbelievable. And the combo is so nice. The Molly CT buys him another second. The nade back on confidence. He plays with it. Shuts down every single player on a slither of health. What a time for Exercise to show up in this map. He's done it all game long. He just puts 5 on at the end of the half. And now a knockout blow here to take a 9th. That would kill Eternal Fire in this map.
This is fast building to be the best game Exercise has ever had on Inferno. Since CS2 came to be, 16-7, an ace to tee up 3D Max for a 9-3 first half.
I love they just go for a full B execute. They've played very fast and loose here on this T side. Backside mollies. Antares playing behind the smoke. He's got good cover right now. They scale in, but he doesn't peek. They come for him. Flash in the spawn. Wicardia trying to stop this, but it's getting out of control. Double peeked in CT. Leaves this in a 4-on-2. Leaves this in the hands of Woxic and Jota, who have not had a choice. They've had to sit back and watch this half crumble away. Can they save it at the dying end?
Okay, that comes out of nowhere. Exercise and Lucky both get caught over at Banana. They haven't had to worry about Exercise failing any play yet, and so finally a missed shot. Joko on for an ace of his own. Gravity swings out wide, and 3D Max will deliver on that promised 9-3 half. Hell of a lead over a red-hot Eternal Fire, who now find themselves in dire straits going forward.
Anybody else? Anybody else but you? 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 Anybody else? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? Anybody else but you? I need anybody else but you. Anybody else but you? But you. I don't want
Exercise is literally having game of life right now. One of his best Inferno performances ever. Sees 3D Max through to a 9-3 lead versus an Eternal Fire that showed up to Katowice in great form. 3D Max had their way with them in that first half. Now they move over to the CT side. They find the pistol. They are but mere steps away from closing the doors on Inferno.
It's been a very impressive game, obviously overshadowed by Exercise, but I think across the board, the calling has been great, the pieces have been reliable. No one's let this team down yet, and Eternal Fire, even though they've actually had some sharp shots coming through, they've just been run at in constant 4v2 site holds. No gambles going their way, playing pretty standard in their bomb sites, and never really coming up for the Turkish side. 5v4, forced by Maka. Exercise on the short side. Wouldn't want to mess with this guy. Molly down. Eternal Fire, I've got to wait for that. Can't help out these boiler players. Flash as they re-pick. 4 CTs here. Eternal Fire still looking like they want to commit.
Oh, they're playing right into the hands of 3D Max. Considering how much you need this pistol, it's the worst possible time to have played right into the hands of your opponent. Xantares left as the last hope for Eternal Fire. Every bone in your body tells you he is the man for the job. He's the one that could try and get something done, but never given the room to move. Gravity clotheslines him, and 3D Max now, the rest of this game might start to feel like a formality very, very quickly. Eternal Fire, they're going to have one proper buy round in this T side to try and save themselves. They don't find success with this force.
Yeah. Force a sign of the times more than anything. Tech 9 Kevlar, that's it. Couple of nades. It's a pretty desperate game right now for Eternal Fire. Be a sad way. I'm not going to jump the gun. It's map 1. They've got Anubis coming up. They're on a 6-win streak, but if they fall today, it'd be a really sad way to see Eternal Fire fall. A match from away from playoffs and, you know, falling to VP and 3D Max when they just took a map off Spirit in a grand final, when they took down some top dogs to get to the final of Bounty, would be disappointing for Eternal Fire. We know what they're capable of, but right now 3D Max are harnessing the opportunity. 4 strong again on this site. That B smoke will not force any rotate. They hold strong. 3D Max with the smoke and apps await it. Eternal Fire ready to pop at a moment's notice. That's all they've got.
I mean, this is the gargantuan advantage of a 10-3 scoreline. You get to play from the front, right? You can commit to some of these gambles early.
Oh,
3D Max have been well-founded in this and teed up with the flashbang. Maka has destroyed the hope unless Wakadia from nowhere, armed with only a Tech 9 and thrown into this 1v5. Can keep Eternal Fire in this now. This guy, when he burst onto the sea and Wakadia straight away turned heads, it was nice to see Xantares finally have support. But winning this clutch is asking too much of him. Wakadia commits to the plant.
Bro.
And is locked out.
That Maka spray was like insane, dude. The accuracy of, you know, 3 blind players, that seems easy, but they can very quickly lose that blindness and take you down with just 1 bullet in that hallway. Was that like, that was, I don't know. I need to see it again. It's just like Kiebi levels of shake to nail the headshots. Headshot all 3 while they're jumping around. Like, incredible triple.
Two sick triple kills. Back to back. Wakadia's was great.
Yeah, true.
But not enough to win the round, and that was exactly what was required of him.
Well, bomb plant.
Eternal Fire wanted to have a hope in hella turning this one around. The bomb plant, the thing that he prioritized here, at least lets them bring out the guns 1 round earlier.
It's 3D Max's timeout call, which is cool to see.
I mean, they know they win the game if they win this round, so it makes sense to make sure everything is in order heading into it.
Why even let them warm up before you take them on their map pick? 3D Max know it's never going to come for free. It's never going to be easy. With Eternal Fire in good form recently, but right now, getting eclipsed. Banana take with 3. Playing very safe, getting that smoke down the middle, making sure they're not giving anything over at the start of the round.
Oh, look, I mean, Wakati is certainly still feeling good about his individual ability here.
Doesn't really matter at 11-3 though.
He's on with that AK. I'm hoping that if Jota and Woxic can draw enough attention away, Wakati can be a difference maker in this A site here. For the first time, Eternal Fire aren't going into a stack either. So as they make their move, first to fall is Woxic, and there's no trade out of Wakadia. Instead, it's Antares moving in fast up through short. Gravity continues to offer up resistance, and a lot of damage done in that hold.
Despite Maka shooting his teammate through the smoke, Gravity still gets 2 kills. Crazy. Bomb open! That almost gets punished. They've got all the info they need. Pit site, trying to hunt down this planter. Wakadia trying to clutch up 1v2. He needs to be ice cold right now for the pit, and Maka puts him on it. 12-3. You said it's all they needed. That gun round could lock in the game, and it might just do that for 3D Max.
Yeah, the thing that's super legit here is, you know, early on in the game, Exercise was kind of the defining character, one of the big reasons as to why they were finding so much success. But as it's raged on, more and more individuals have stepped up. The task has gotten harder, not easier for Eternal Fire. And for 3D Max, more and more pieces have fallen into place. Maka with a couple of big spray down moments. Gravity never dropping the ball, always being a nuisance and harassing over towards that A site. Joko finally forced to have a bit of respect as he spammed out over a banana, but he has been getting away with running it down banana more often than not. Wakadia knows he has that kill dead to rights. And so Eternal Fire in a 5v3.
Breathe. And it's a great call for 3D Max. Put 3 players on B. If they don't come B, you save. If they come B, maybe you win the game. And the awkward thing is, there's only smoke double flash in this round. So you can't burn out this back quad position. You can't really do much. CT smoke is the best bet. Still got 2 lurkers. I think it's a fake out. I think they're going to walk back, being very loud about their B entrance. So probing in to find this stack.
Yeah, Madge is waiting with the bomb. So as soon as they have info, and that's already a huge spot. The fact that it's Gravity seen up on the boost, you know at most there is 1 player in this A site, and that's not even the case. So this is the round for Eternal Fire. Good slowdown. Nice for Madja to extend the time out to the rest of the squad to go and explore and get that info, and then they just react accordingly.
Yeah, that's safe play. Very safe play. I think they also realize in that mid-round, like, the best way that 3D Max can win this round is by stacking, so let's just find it. Either Xantares walks in, it's MTB, the bomb comes back, or he's going to see 2 players.
It's 1 round in the right direction, but this is a marathon for Eternal Fire, not a sprint. For 3D Max, 1 big round.
Okay.
That's all it takes. And Inferno is over. Long forgotten about. That is the first rifle round for Eternal Fire in 9 rounds of play.
Ouch.
All in, up banana, 3-strong start for 3D Max here. This is going to be a brawl. Are they ready for the numbers? They break past the first two. Joko does what he can on that Famous. He's at least kept things even. Are they just going to try and stick with the pace on this one? All three grouped up on banana. They don't have control anywhere else on the map. 3D Max have taken middle in the downtime. More powerful lurking out of Exercise, as he is now behind enemy lines. Antares shot in the back, lining up Util, and Gravity swings it out. The spawn domination from 3D Max to open up this series. Their map pick.
Free kill on Anubis for Eternal Fire, and starting on the T side is exactly where they want to be. Surprised that 3D Max actually give them that. Let's see if they can make it worthwhile. AA main setup for the CTs. Eternal Fire looking like they want to walk into it. To me, this screams prank.
Joko with the dual Berettas. Exercise. Clean taps to open. Those dualies didn't even have to get involved.
Get out.
Bit of damage done back the other way, but it's the two players with Util armorless here left in the round for Eternal Fire. What can Woxic and Magic cook up? They have all the util you could possibly ask for, but they're lacking the manpower.
Yeah, they don't even know they can get this bomb for sure, right? It's a little open, so Woxic's being cautious, going to get flashed back in. It's the start of a long and treacherous path back into the round.
3D Max making mid-round moves, and they're trying to be unexpected with where they choose their contact. They've regrouped in middle. I do like 3D Max's tendency to pack roll in moments like this. I like that even though it's a 4v2, they didn't all play around the bomb. They went and cleared mid. They went and saw if that bomb was going back, and now they know they've got it boxed in over at A. Oh, clean stuff from Maka. There were ways in a 4v2 there with bomb given up and over a minute left to work with. There were ways Eternal Fire could have made that weird. 3D Max removed that as an option entirely with some carefully placed aggression. Falling back into a three-man sight hold. They know that Eternal Fire have to commit, and Exercise keeps up his strong performance from Inferno with a blinder of a pistol round.
Yeah, that does bode well for 3D Max winning the pistol so decisively that they can keep up this individual form they just showed. No plant, no buy for Eternal Fire. And again, I want to go back to it because it is rare to see Eternal Fire pick this map and get to start T-side. 3D Max know what they're up against. They must have done their homework. You know this map's going to be picked, right? Let me just recount this 6-win streak quickly for Eternal Fire in order this year. Vitality, G2, Spirit, Complexity, Heroic, VP. Three of the best teams in the world. And then after that, teams who have tape on how they play. So 3D Max joined the fray. But I don't know. I'm buying in right now. I think if there were a game, this could be it. Eternal Fire might be in for a very difficult match this evening. And also, I think back to 3D Max, even at EPL last year, this was the map they won over G2, I think twice, in separate BO3s. Or they definitely beat them once. Like, this was a bit of a specialist map for 3D Max at one point. Even though they haven't been playing it too much as of late. Yeah, no, sorry, at EPL I'm talking about Mongols, G2 Spirit. Those are the wins 3D Max got on this map.
Yeah.
So legit wins. Sure, 4 or 5 months ago now, but shows that they have depth. Let's see what they're going to do with it. Full buy here for Eternal Fire.
It's a return of these 4-1 splits that Magic likes to call, where he's left to play the extremities and the rest of the team roll in for some map control together. They're going to go looking for space in a main. Exercise just playing for the spot. Drops that smoke in. In a way, everyone's happy. Eternal Fire get the real estate they were looking for. And they get it early, not having to fight for that control. But they do have to respect the util for the time being. I think stylistically, this is a good matchup for 3D Max. Eternal Fire liking the 4-1s means there's always room to get tricky in the mid-round. Try and find Maja, try and find these extremity players, whoever it may be. In this round, Maja is alone in middle while the rest of the gang still posture outside of A. And already we've had some of these pack plays made from 3D Max. They grouped up too earlier on. They tried to clear out middle. But all the micro moves in the world don't matter if Xantares rolls over you like a bulldozer. 3 kills on the entry, gets out with 1 HP. And the plant in for Eternal Fire. Maja in the back line. And Gravity doesn't know where to look. He's about to get shot in the back as Maja collects that kill over in mid.
That's a secret trick up Eternal Fire's sleeve in the form of Xantares peak, triple entry in A main. The timing there is awkward. 3D Max just recleared it with Flash. They were walking back when they get peaked, but you still, if you can't beat that, what are you going to do? It's the bread and the butter of Eternal Fire's T side. Getting very hyped off that. They know they can build some momentum here early in the game.
We get Xantares going back to middle. I'm glad. I kind of expected it, right? Maja plays solo mid in that last round and was able to find holes, and now worried that 3D Max might try and respond to this. They put their sharp shooter on the case. Xantares very, very strong at this mid control.
And you could have justified a force buy here. You could have got MP9s, maybe 2 rifles thrown over if you wanted to, but they can buy AWP next if they full eco. So this is actually a really nice conservative approach for 3D Max to get a buy-in very soon. They're going to lose a round nice and swiftly. Full A stack, Eternal Fire split B. But 3D Max coming in with everything they need in the follow-up.
Okay, this could get weird.
No, it's fine.
Jota has restored a lot of normality there. Maja!
Oh,
but there is a backstab taken.
They're all
Don't
dead.
worry, Watsick.
1, 2,
Let's go with the
3,
backstab.
3.
And helped out by his captain. It's clean work for Eternal Fire.
Nice.
Tying us up at 2-all. This T side starting to develop, but here's the buy back in for 3D Max.
Just walking some B splits right now are Eternal Fire, nice and simply done. Some early pressure on mid, they drop off. Haven't seen Xantares truly run out mid as he can do through the smokes.
I mean, he is one of the things you're going to have to figure out how to stop in this series.
Yeah.
One of the best mid players on Anubis right now. And so pressure is on for Joko trying to deal with this. This is Xantares round. He runs it in up through middle, and Joko caught as he's deep at the doors. AWP on the line, and Maka will not miss that shot. He couldn't afford to. That would have been round over if that shot sails past Xantares.
They hit a flash that blinded Xantares, but they didn't play off it. I don't think they realized how close he was. And then Maja starts spraying the smoke like no one's through. And that's when Joko re-aggresses, thinking, oh, they haven't actually taken middle. They haven't disrespected our smoke. I just said it. Of course it happens. Xantares running through the mid-smoke like it's nobody's business. But it's 4v4 and he is gone. Got Lucky and Gravity at this B-bomb site right now, and Maja trying to kick up a bit of a stink in mid. Oh my god, they both re-peak. Neither ready to fire. Maja drops off, and here comes this B hit.
The drop down's been heard, so the AWP's already rotating over. As a result, Maja is on a timer.
NT.
The B hit takes shape, and Maka even dies rotating in on that AWP.
Brutal.
Nice mid-rounding there for Eternal Fire. Maja very good at finding his moment to make a move when he spots the AWP still floating around at camera. Knows that Exercise is that player that starts off over towards A main. He tells his boys, get ready for the B hit, and they explode fast on the back of it. Once he's confirmed that AWP is still bogged down in mid. That's what 3D Max is going to have to contend with all game long. What looks initially like a default, like they're still poising and looking for map control, can very quickly turn into a 4-man site here. Yeah, it's very intentional that Madra is the guy left in that position to rotate off of mid and come in for the B split through dark.
Gonna get stuck in the dryer here, just getting banged around because eco buy on the CT side. Eternal Fire get to farm here if they want. Only one gun saved.
Yeah, I think if you're 3D Max, you can't get ahead of yourself in this game, but also you can't let the game beat you down. You can't be surprised if Eternal Fire win out this T side. They should be. It's a map they're undefeated on. It's the best half in the game. And so this was always going to be a big order for 3D Max to match that Inferno performance here on Anubis. Really, what you're looking for is something within the realm of 5 rounds for 3D Max. That, to me, would be a great CT half. And because of the pistol, they're already halfway there. So you're playing the long game here if you're 3D Max.
Sure.
It's just about, can you keep your composure to do that?
Saving their secrets for the second half comeback. I like the boost, especially if a player pushes out and dies. Or bait them in. Look at that play. Very cheeky gimmick. There's also a team I saw boosting inside of the camera smoke in this map at that aforementioned Pro League. They like their, surprising moves to catch you off guard. Lucky, one right shot in the right place can make this round very interesting, but he has no room for error on this entry. Waiting for them to overstep. Dodges the nades. The flank is in from Temple. Oh, and he even hits the headshot. Maka finishes the job.
I mean, this could still get weird. Both CTs are here. They don't know.
It's not him, they know.
Oh, yeah. And the kill feed gives it away. Maka's still alive, and he will get cleared. 4-2 for Eternal Fire. This T side taking shape. Yeah, 3D Max always have nice little gimmicks. I'm always willing to give them the benefit of the doubt in like a hero gun round because they will seemingly always have a cheeky way to try and get maximum value out of it. I think in MR12 especially, that is more threatening now, and one of the reasons why this 3D Max squad is able to punch above their weight. Maka with a bit of aggression, has a teammate here alongside him. It's another one of these boosts early on, but unable to capitalize. They don't get away with that opener, and Maka will up and leave after taking the shot with the AWP. Madra versus Gravity. Clash for this dark control, and Gravity plays through the smoke. He's going to win that out. They've lost Madra. That's a big kill to find. Now Zantares toppled in middle. Woxic reclaims one, but he can't go any further. Bomb dropped over in mid, and as Jota looks to go get it, Exercise holds this cross.
Let's go for the kills instead. High risk on the close angle. Exercise committed with no trade potential. Look at the bloodbath in middle. Look at the dead bodies. Eternal Fire is still in this round with 40 seconds. They can get weird with it. Jota deep mid provides a path for Arcadia to join him. Or they can meet at the end destination. Will be the former. Grouping together. Gravity through the smoke. 3D Max love to get weird, and they have given away 2 kills from the advantage. 25 seconds. If Lucky holds on, he will get something given, but it's Maka in camera with the AWP, who is also denied. Jota, 3 kills in the 2v4. And 3D Max give away their 1v1s. They live to regret it.
Oh, first one picked up. Jota needs 4 to win this round, and Lucky, quick to react, quick to capitalize, takes that space back, and with it the round 3D Max, no business recovering that one, but the individual prowess shines on through. Lucky makes it happen. A round you felt like they'd given away. Brought back by the veteran player of 3D Max.
Really nice try for Jota. Reads every move they make, reads every position they play, but standing in the open in the 1v1, Lucky just pre-aims him perfectly. Stressful round loss for Eternal Fire. A roller coaster from failure to success, back to failure as 3D Max break in with their third round. It's their first buy on the CT side coming up. And immediate aggression, they push B main. Cleared a lot of the map already. So Eternal Fire look pretty set on this A hit. We should have some early rotates. Con smoke and Lucky decides to move over. 3A, Lucky taking middle. Eternal Fire walking into a whirlwind.
You almost don't mind Maka playing aggressive. If he falls, maybe that entices them to commit the AWP. It's a strong fight for him, and he gets out with the opening kill. That will send Eternal Fire away, moving over towards Dark.
It's quick.
There's not a lot of util here. That one smoke goes in, and that will at least take the pace out of this site here. It gives Lucky time to join up with Gravity in this B hold.
They still don't know about main.
Oh my god, Maka's gone full aggressive. All the way through, catches Wakadia on the stairs. Back turn for Woxic, as now they're trapped in the canals.
Give it up.
3D Max don't have to keep fighting for this. That smoke has given them a way to get out, but desperate for anything else, any further advantage.
Oh, perfect.
Decision to hang around, come back to haunt them does not look like it, as they find all the success on that crunch of the canals.
They literally don't get shot once in that round. They all leave with full health. That couldn't have gone better for 3D Max. They flank as that B hit's coming in. That's a risky move because they've also blocked Con on B, so they could presume Eternal Fire are holding their flank there. And as Wakadia turns around to check it, Maka lands another 3 kills off the AWPing in-game leader to put 3D Max level with Eternal Fire.
This is really worrisome for Eternal Fire. Their money is about to run out. On the T side of Anubis, in a tie game, they desperately need to hold on here and now. And Jota, combining with Woxic, will deliver those openers. 4v3, you cannot mess this up. If you do, 3D Max take the lead.
But they also can't commit. They have to group up. They have to wait for everyone to get together, which gives time for the AWP to get in position. Mac has been nailing every single shot. Now he's here.
Right time, right line. But smoked off. Maka with a nade to blow this open. They blow up in the left side and then they boost here. It's an attempt at misdirection, but it's not worked out. Spam won't connect either. Santares gets rid of exercise in the downtime. And there's no way back into this.
Saber's the right call. Just play that long game. Unless Magic gives it a peek. He almost lets him back in. I mean, Eternal Fire actually already in A main chasing these kills, so I don't want to sound the alarms right now, but 3D Max could creep in with a few seconds to spare.
Oh my god, Woxic out in the open.
Oh no.
Woxic caught out in the open. Maggia left as the only man in the site, but time ticking off this bomb.
Oh my god,
Maka with the kill, going for the defuse. Jota just gets in the dark and Maka calls it off.
He might have had it.
Bomb was not planted for Jota there, but Maka does not suspect that they've given him that bomb site.
Yeah, I think Jota maybe would have stopped him. He would have heard the defuse at least and been able to just wide swing. There was time to make that interesting for 3D Max with Eternal Fire so far away.
Out of all the ways you could have lost that round, though, coming down.
It killed 4.
Coming down to the one player surviving, Jota left as the last survivor, means those money worries have not gone away for Eternal Fire. There is still a chance for 3D Max to reset them here on the back of that save and the damage they find.
They could absolutely win the half right here, right now, but got to go flawless from this point. Oof, just Magic eats the nade. He just accepts his fate. But they get A main for it. I don't think 3D Max realize how close Eternal Fire are to popping into this site right now. There are 3 players behind the smoke. They might just go through it.
Util to try and retake this. It's ballsy as they battle in. Wakadia double opener. Maka on the line. First shot lands. They don't chase down the orb. They didn't capitalize as he was reloading. And so now Maka, one more found off the AWP. Gravity barreling through, but will get chewed up as it's Woxic's time in the limelight.
Damn.
On the big green.
Even Xantares jumps around corners, right? Even Xantares sets up his team for success, relies on his younger players, and they pull him over the line. Good bait setups there to force Maka's shots out. With that going at fair trades, Maka could not get any more done than 2. Really nice save for Eternal Fire. When they walk into yet another stack, this time they break in. And those money worries suddenly averted. As Eternal Fire do indeed look to win out their half, but you gotta say, it was right there for the taking. 3D Max's game plan was very exciting. They'll be looking for 5 in that next round.
Yeah, and that is sort of the barometer for an acceptable CT side. 5 rounds is enough room to turn it around in that second half. Could have been more. Unable to break through Maj's squad.
What does Exercise POV look like from this position? All right, he's got a healthy chance of getting a pick, but might be left to save. As we've got the flank from Xantares, he loves doing this. He even smokes Temple and walks through. Actually cancels it. Camera instead, so this boost is suddenly no longer a helping hand, instead just a obvious
That's all
move.
the info. You've seen the M4 now. You have space taken by Maja, who does a really good job on these active lurks. He's already opened up the runway into this B site, so plant found. Round should follow with it.
Never wanting to count 3D Max out of making these ones interesting, but yes, this is an assured 7th on the T side. It's just about damage and what they can steal.
If you're 3D Max now, you can't think about how much prettier this half could have been. You're just aiming for that 5-round CT half. That's what they put all their stock into here. And I'm curious how they look to go about it. There's almost a couple of guaranteed fights you know you're going to get on this CT half. One of them is Xantares or Maja over in middle on these lurks. The other, as we've seen in all these rounds, is for this early A main control. With Maka having the chance to bring an AWP out, I'm curious if he is feeling lively and wanting to make half. Will he go looking down one of those avenues for one of the guaranteed fights onto Eternal Fire?
I'm glad Eternal Fire have showed up to this game, and we've had some sick entry kills from Wakadia, from Xantares, some nice mid-rounding for Maja, because it means that if 3D Max do come back and win this on the T side, it would be all the more impressive. You wouldn't have that caveat of, oh, well, they stopped them on Inferno, and then they just ran over them on map 2. Oh, it was an off day for Eternal Fire. Not how they typically have been playing. No, this is Eternal Fire shaping up for map 2. So either we get the distance in this series, which is cool in its own right. We go to Dust2 and get to see an aim battle. Or 3D Max earn this win with no caveat and go through to fight for playoffs. This game is not for the spot itself. Oh my god. That's a jump check for Gravity, and Woxic hits it instantly. Maja follows up through the smoking con. Double entry. I've seen this round before. Exercise once again gets aggressive, finds his A main kill, but it matters not. Eternal Fire give away nothing more. They get to group in a 3v4.
Bombs move back around here, rejoining Wakadia in B main.
Oh, bonk.
It's a high damage nade as it bounces off the dome of Wakadia. 2 players in the site. Util dodge. Lucky making a move. Gets across onto the pillar, but he's already pushed out through main. He's left to fight all on his lonesome there. Good flash. We'll see them through and keep them alive for now. Jota getting whittled down. There's the reply. And they know that Lucky's close. They know he's low on health. It's only Exercise left standing. Last spotted A. But here quickly on this rotate, Exercise makes his move now. Creeping and looking for the dark fight. Shooting for 5 on the half, but Woxic will not let them have it. T-side stands tall for Eternal Fire as they get 8. Eternal Fire undefeated on Anubis this year, yet to drop it. And 3D Max had their chances to tie up this half, unable to capitalize though, versus a in-form Eternal Fire. Sees them trailing behind. Now they move on to their T side, the better side of the two. They're going to need to start this one with a convincing look in the pistol. They want to stop Eternal Fire running away with that unblemished Anubis streak intact.
Ooh, spawn smoke insta lurk on the B site. They're gonna go walking through it with decoys on the other side of the maps, and Torres inside. He's gonna trade places as they jump through. Wow, he finds one, but they still overwhelm it. It's Jota who takes all the glory here, trying to pick his targets. find the third kill. Won't be needed. Support is in the site. Maka is terrified, and Jota will go and finish the job. 14-4 on young Jota. Puts Eternal Fire up a pistol.
I mean, you've got to be impressed with what Jota's brought to the table for this Eternal Fire squad. Joins on the back of a sour ending to 2024. And all of a sudden, Eternal Fire thrown into the conversation for being one of the top squads. This guy was undoubtedly an upgrade. Brings good energy, makes up for lapses in firepower, and it feels like rarely makes missteps in this team. Very active with how he thinks about the game. Often committing to his pushes and fights faster than Calix ever did.
Yeah, it's very, very aggressive on CT side as well. Like, we saw some similar looks for Exercise in that first half. Jota's not afraid to make risks, or take risks rather. Got Wacardia holding strong. Woxic joins him, and Eternal Fire are just stacked up here, swinging together. 3D Max call it off. This no plant force buy going nowhere fast as they get ruined. And so we were setting up perhaps the 3D Max sneak attack and then stealing away a series, but they will in fact have to prove it more likely than not on a Dust2. Makes it all the more exciting with Eternal Fire coming to play in this game after getting blown out on Inferno.
I don't love the force buy.
No, neither. Especially when it was
They would have had 2 rifle rounds down the end of this game if they didn't do it. Whereas now they only get 1, and if they don't find success in the next round, they're just force buying till the game is over.
I think they came in with a game plan. I don't think it's entirely worked out. I think it got very close, but a couple of crucial rounds falling through.
Oh, there's this hero gun for Maka, pistols all around him. But Zantares looking to make quick work of the play out through mid. He's got support, and Jota is not missing a beat.
Oh my god, 19 and
1 step further than Zantares. Controls the spray.
This guy's beasting. 19 and 4 on Jota. It's out of control. Is he just going to sweep this map under the rug? It certainly looks like it.
Well, here is the one buy that 3D Max are going to get to play. And if they don't hit hard with this one, Anubis is over, and it remains flawless on this map for Eternal Fire. It's wild, because in this game, I really don't think the scoreline puts into perspective just how close this could have been.
I agree.
Like, there were multiple chances for 3D Max to have actually even won out that first half.
Really close rounds on the first half. I think this is where we will see the true difference in the squads.
Bro, Jota just looks so good. 20 and 5. Crazy flick downrange onto Joko.
Maja.
Got a man pinned in. Maja stuck behind the pillar. Kills found for Exercise and Gravity. They've spotted the A main flank as well. Wacardia is going to struggle to get anything going there. And so 3D Max at least break through the... I'm hesitant to call it a bonus because it was only the MP9. They break through this rifle round from Eternal Fire. The AWP and M4 at least looking to get saved out of it. Holding onto these guns means you've got a very complete buy in the next for Eternal Fire.
Corner, ils ont respecté leur smoke, mais ils ont pas.
Et après, c'est Goka, backside et Nice peut-être.
Nothing to do but try here. They're on the favoured side. Got a long game ahead of them though. And with Jota playing this well, Woxic being a reliable source on the AWP. It's going to have to be comeback of the year.
Slow burner of a round. They were looking for this mid control and they've got it. Eternal Fire have just lent 3 players over towards A. So eventually, wouldn't surprise you to see some aggression come through. There's under a minute left on the clock now. As they look to move into main, Wakati has been trapped in by the util, able to get out. It takes a lick of damage for it. Exercise keeps the pressure on. That's going to keep 3 players over at this A site, meaning the B hold is down to just Maja and Jota. But Jota's having a chart-topping performance, 20 and 5. He has been infallible. Let's see how he holds up as 3D Max stress test this B site. Look at the rotate as well. Everyone's here all of a sudden trying to break through our 3D Max, but Eternal Fire get guns on in time. 4 strong over towards B. And 3D Max do not make a dent. That is a limp exec of that B site.
It's hard to even call it crossfires. It's just sheer numbers for Eternal Fire. Everyone peeking together at the same time. I also think the grenades are just excellent. Stalling out that B hit until it is absolutely blatant. And 2 HEs landing through the main smoke as 3D Max try and walk out. They get blown away. 12-5, Eternal Fire prove the difference in caliber when it comes to Anubis, looking to make 6 win streak 7 in the new year. May have been caught sleeping on Inferno, but this is a different game entirely. One more round, and we're looking at Dust2, which is, considering Eternal Fire's actual struggles on that map against the very teams that they've beaten here on Anubis. So it might be their biggest challenge yet in the series. But a good sign out of the individuals, at least in this game. 3D Max walk the walk in middle through the Molotov. Xantar is caught off guard by the late door molly. Thinks he can get out. No chance. They've got to take main. Surely they're stuck in the site. Smoke is down as well. They're going to block and just let 3D Max go wherever they want. It's a desperate reaction here for Eternal Fire. They are blocked in. 3D Max will happily wait out the mid smokes. Looking for fights when they do.
Yeah, this is far from ideal for Eternal Fire, right? You don't have infinite smokes. You can't keep replenishing the different pathways off of middle. And eventually you have to take your eyes off of it altogether. You don't have the info as to whether or not 3D Max is still in mid. And they are. They're playing in now through camera. Woxic set up in heavens. More shots rallied past him. He knows there's more players trying to seep in through camera. He hears the push into the site. Joko climbing up the heavens. Oh, Woxic's already been allowed to reposition here. And that molly will not save Joko. Tries his hand at the swing. Will dodge that first shot out of Woxic. At least they know they've forced the AWP away. A bit of respect, a bit of ground gained. It's still Lucky battling up close as 3D Max's time on Anubis hangs in the balance. Lucky opens, Maka finds one more. And what was looking doable for Eternal Fire quickly becomes a save. Or at least it should. Woxic going against the grain, throws himself in for the 1v3 attempt. But won't take it any further than the first.
I think the call is they're all low. They're all low. Just go for it. Screw it. We got the rounds to play with. I'll buy you an orb. But good repeat for Joker. Climbs back up heaven to trade that kill instead of just taking their 1v1s where it could have gone very wrong. Mac has had a great game here. Started this map super strong. It's part of the reason we thought 3D Max might be able to steal this one away in 2. But even down the tail end now, it's going to require 6 rounds in a row to force overtime against a hot Eternal Fire, who are half buying this round. They actually want to max their cash and get everything in the next. Reasonable. Got the rounds to play with. What could go wrong? When will people realize lurk smokes don't work against this team? Magi blocks it again.
It's a very good point. He does it every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Just his pathing.
He specifically runs the way he does on this B site to block that smoke.
There's got to be a way you can exploit that. I'm trying to think. You know, I mean, it's just throwing the lurk smoke and like contacting really quick and catching him in the open. But the timing is too good for Magi to do it and get back behind sight.
The way you could use it against him, is you just go B later in the round. Because oftentimes when he blocks that smoke, he can peek through behind it, see that there's no one main. It's pretty common for teams to throw that and then play B like passive.
Yeah.
And so the lurk smoke is like purely for posturing and keeping pressure on. That's a crazy opening out of Xantares.
I mean,
oh dear.
Okay.
With nothing more than a handful of pistols, Eternal Fire have taken this early advantage. Now, Maka tries to make up for it. There's an individual play being made by Exercise in the downtime, but Wycadia has let him get out. You should know about this. Exercise creeping on in ever closer. But he jumps up into the heavens, had to clear Wycadia, and he will. 3D Max looking to recover. This was a round that was supposed to be theirs, locked in. That flash. Exercise wasn't able to peek, didn't get the info that players already adorn the camera. Util follows up though, and that denies the push on through. 3D Max hoping they've stumbled back to their feet here. A 3v5 turn 3-on-3. High damage nade. They are all wounded, but Exercise can't hold on. It had to be gravity. Woo.
Pierre. Let's go, les gars.
You just, at this point, you don't worry about it, right? You're on the comeback, you're against 12, sure, it will cripple the money a little bit, but you're just focusing back in for the next 5 buy rounds as well. That is still a very dangerous sign of what Eternal Fire can do with nothing to play with. I will say, on that conversation of the lurk smoke, they threw it, and then Maka was holding with your passive. Like, he was aware they could be pushing behind the block smoke, so I'm sure there is a level of understanding. Oh, instant B rush. Jota does it before the flash. Gets the info. Sees 1. Won't be playing for it, though. A way slow default here for 3D Max. Way quiet around for Eternal Fire, who play the extremities, go into a triple B. Woxic patrols middle. Early pressure on B, but they are going for the mid take. Could be a camera split. Woxic's time to shine. I love this angle. But forced out by the Molotov. They might have to take A main again. They've been taken over on middle, and 3D Max are coming for the kill.
Oh, Wycadia nearly burns from 100 to 0. He's low on health and will get finished off. Woxic. Had to be the start of something.
Oh,
Jota
nice.
brings the pressure in through mid and keeps it applied, just staying alive. Zantares, in the meantime, lurks out through the heavens. They're going to slow down a little bit. That's because Madge is coming in on this backstab. There's no util, as you say, outside of this one flash picked up from Joko. No way to slow this down. No way to lock out angles. Every shot has to hit its mark for 3D Max. And up until now, every shot has. Will this be enough to stop Zantares? Lucky seems to think so.
Allez les gars.
Quietest player in the server steps up with 3 kills
On remonte, les gars. Let's
to
fucking
get
go.
back in the game in a high-intensity post-plant where Eternal Fire were trapping them in the site.
Look, early days, if you were Eternal Fire, I don't think you were worried. At the start of this little comeback from 3D Max, I don't think you paid it any mind. They're on the T side, you tell yourself, we just need one round. We need one round where we break through. But as this rages on, and Eternal Fire are going through the motions, buy round, into eco, into buy round, into eco, this scoreline is closing up.
2 buys between them.
And overtime.
It's an interesting thought, isn't it? Trying to make these little rounds work. Madge has got an MP9. They've got him trapped in behind the pillar, though. One can cover, one can nade. Madge is a dead man walking. Methodical entry. 3 more on the B side, though. Don't jump the gun. Joko has full mid control, so they may as well wait for him to flank. Even if they go for this B hit into the stack, if Joe can get Temple, this can be perfect. Eternal Fire will not be considering this play.
The thing that's so mad is this whole idea is like a page out of Madge's own strat book, used against them now as Joko, late lurk out through middle, finds those final kills for 3D Max.
They were killing them all without him anyway. They were taking all the fights. It didn't seem to matter, but 3D Max feeling very confident now. You know, we talked about the difference between the 5-round half and the 7-round half that 3D Max could have had. It does make you think, like, God, if they won out that first half, how...
Yeah, if they'd found just one more round even.
In my head, I'm like, if this goes overtime, this actually goes overtime, I'm still banking on Eternal Fire, having the depth on this map, having the recent experience, a win record. But you know 3D Max know what they're up against. You know they've done their homework. It's very apparent. Finding the gaps right now, doing a lot of mid takes into A splits, into weakened A sites, trading out Woxic super efficiently, as Eternal Fire did onto Maka. It's getting interesting, Harry. This buy round will tell a lot. Jota was 20-5. He's now 22-9. He could still save this game. Somebody has 5 kills.
Something else that makes this really impressive from 3D Max is even though this is a T-sided map, one of the reasons why Eternal Fire is so successful here is actually how good their CT side is.
Okay.
Even thinking back to the Spirit final, they had to come back on the CT side there to lock that game into overtime. That weren't even a week ago in Blast Bounty. Then here when we saw them play heroic in the play, and it was the same thing, strong CT halves being the difference maker, and right now that is not coming true for Eternal Fire. They don't need a comeback, they don't need anything wild, they're looking for that one round to close this game, but they just can't get it. 3D Max brute force their way into the B site.
It almost just feels like rolling the dice there, 3D Max, just going for a dry contact B. Not even contact, they're execing, but they're not rushing. They walk one guy out of main after they spam Jota through the CT smoke. That's a high-risk play. Just going for a B finish at the beginning of the round. No defaulting, no BS, no waiting around, no burning the util. And they make it work. Into the top performer, no less. 3D Max showing us that they are willing to risk it all.
This is wild. Like, I want to go back to the point I was just making, just this idea that usually CT side for Eternal Fire is great. It makes sense when you think about it. You have a 100% win rate on this map this year. You always pick into it. As a result, you usually end up with that CT side start. You have to be good at it. And they do have an almost 50% win rate on both halves, right? That is abnormal for Anubis. And so usually it's this half that defines their success on this map. And they have not managed a round in the last 4 rounds of play.
5.
Damn, it's even worse.
6 out of 7. It's the last 5 here for 3D Max. But even these rounds are dangerous, Harry, because again, 2 guns saved. They've got a bit of loss. They're playing for the last. So Eternal Fire have some things, some bits and bobs. Hopefully a move, hopefully a bit of aggression, because they've been at the receiving end of this beating. They haven't forced much on this CT side. So I want to see them play looser for 1 round, because this is that round where you can afford to make a play and it not pan out. This could be it. Camera push for Wakadia. He's just being baited for by Woxic. And this round, 3D Max go back to the water. They leave Maka in middle, scoped up. Oh, there's that push in the mid round. Oh, they got a spot. Lucky is trapped. They know where he is. They go for the clear. Lucky goes 1 for 1. That's an AK for Xantares. That could be a problem.
They know he's in main, but they're going quiet.
Oh my God.
This is a wild move from 3D Max. They hear Xantares committed to crossing towards A. They get the plant in B in the downtime. Eternal Fire, they are just too far away. Bomb already planted and out of position.
And can you blame Eternal Fire for falling for that? Because they walked in con, they didn't use any utility, they didn't burn out the corner.
It's full contact the entire way.
That's a crazy reaggress. And Eternal Fire absolutely jumped the gun. They make the mistake there. They believe the information. But the whole time Mac is in middle, he was never found. Xantares should save this AK just for the value of the one-shot headshot in that final round of regulation. But do not doubt it, ladies and gents. This is 3D Max trying to take us to overtime on a huge comeback. A 12-4 game for Eternal Fire. 12-5, sorry.
Still remarkable that they're in this position. 1 round away from OT on an undefeated map this year for Eternal Fire. And that's versus top squads, top dogs. Eternal Fire, this has been their go-to. They are specialists on Anubis. And 3D Max are just 5 kills away from extra time. The one good thing out of that last round was the AK for Xantares. Can that be their golden ticket to keeping this flawless streak up? And longing this out onto a 3rd. This isn't an Eternal Fire you're supposed to be questioning. They start the year off making the grand finals at Blast Bounty in Denmark. They pull back a comeback on this very map to keep their undefeated streak versus Spirit in said final. And now, when they need Anubis the most, it might let them down. It has to be success in this round, or we run it back in extra time.
Had every chance to end this game, and they still do right here, right now, in the dying stages of regulation. Xantares with the saved AK in the camera. AAA. This is a classic CT setup for Eternal Fire. Conceding middle with info alone. Woxic the turret in the A site, and they want to avoid it completely. Going back into this late B drop. It might be a fake in main for Exercise. He's got no util to sell this as 3D Max surround the B bomb site.
They're going for the heart of Eternal Fire. The captain here, the new boy alongside him, but that bomb actually leaves. Exercise has taken room out towards A. 3D Max with a last-second change of heart, trying to link up with Exercise, and now Xantares is dead as well. Wakadia, bottom of the board for Eternal Fire. Gonna pick and choose his moments. 10 seconds for Wakadia. Chased down, finished off, but the bomb away. Is there time? It's gonna be close. They just start plugging in those numbers. It's Jota or it's OT. Can the new man for Eternal Fire, the one topping the charts, thrust in to the Turkish super team? Can he do it? Or will 3D Max drag us into extra time? Yes, they will.
They have been silent all server long, all game long. And look at them shout as they hit OT. It is a different game now. 7 rounds in a row on the T side. It takes us to overtime. 3D Max. That was the tightest margin yet in the final round. Look at that, running and gunning for Lucky round the corner. The only way he could have got that kill in time to get the plant. Back we go, double orb.
And at this point now, if you're Eternal Fire, it's just been a torrent of rounds against you. You have not won in a very long time. 12-5 up in this game, but the last 7 rounds come up in favor of 3D Max. For the first time in a long time, you're left worrying about Eternal Fire on Anubis. And it's not the heavy hitters of Spirit. It's not the mad firepower of a squad like G2 looking to take that title of undefeated on this map away from Eternal Fire. It's the plucky underdogs of 3D Max. Guns blazing.
Look at them go.
And storming the board 8 rounds straight as OT now picks up.
And this was never a conversation in this match. This was never a time for us to talk about elimination and going out early in Katowice, but now it enters the conversation because with a round lead and with only 3 to go, this could be a 2-0 over Eternal Fire with a dominant victory on Inferno. 13-4 this series kicked off. And now 3D Max might just be those guys to break that win streak you talk about. And they have earned it. They have played a phenomenal game here.
Yeah, the thing that's feeling rough for Eternal Fire is this a team that still needs more time to adjust when they become the favorites? Because arguably, you know, after Copenhagen last year, the fortunes of this team were on the uptick, right? They were on the rise. They just made the crazy major run, trying to make history for Turkish Counter-Strike. And then we all remember how the rest of that year went. The disappointment in Shanghai, the failure to live up to their new expectations. They start the year going to a grand final. It comes out of nowhere. You're finally ready to bring in this mixed lineage of old school Turkish players that have been around for a long while with the new generational talent rising up. It felt like this was the destiny for this team. But is there still more horrible lessons they're going to have to learn on their path to greatness? Because this is a series where they are the favorites on form, on name value, in almost every available metric, they were the favorites. Especially on this second map. There was supposed to be no world back into this for 3D Max. And here they are, up in the lead from 12-5 down. 8 rounds in a row. Eternal Fire, their hopes left hinging at the start of this round on Wakadia and Xantares alongside him. Xantares delivers the first.
What?
The nade is good. Wakadia toppled. The A site vulnerable. And so Eternal Fire scramble bodies across towards A.
It's those moments where Eternal Fire is usually so good at getting out, 3-2 or even better with multiple rifles facing together. But 3D Max have been able to match them every step of the way, trading evenly. Not today. Jota finally ups the ante. 3v2, Orp on the line. No chance he misses it. Woxit connects the dots, and Maka is left to clutch. I've seen this guy pull off some unwinnable rounds, but this would be really taking the cake. The only benefit he has is the 1v1 available, and Jota decides, I'm not throwing this round away. I'm going to pull all the way back. We play this together as a team. You can plant that bomb, Maka, but your AWP ain't big enough for the 3 of us.
I mean, this is why Jota is such a sick pickup. Newer to this level, but playing this 3v1 perfectly.
Yeah, look, Maka just doesn't even believe it. He's hunting a kill.
This is, young guy, 25 kills deep, trying to be the hero. Fades away, plays it passive, believes in the strength of his team. And so that's how Eternal Fire get back on the board. It's a big round from Jota to get them there.
Yeah.
Nearly 30 kills deep in this second map.
Yeah, well, Carney's gone absolutely ice cold, right? He's gone completely quiet in this game. There's no avoiding it. He almost saved them in round 24 with a double kill on A, but he got hunted down with a second to spare. But if Jota can save this series for Eternal Fire, take us to a third. My God. What a time for him to have a monster game. They need him now more than ever. 3D Max digging deep. 2 rounds makes all the difference in this very T-sided map. Orb boost allows them to creep through the smoke, but we know Eternal Fire don't fight frequently in middle. And this round, it's a stack on the B-bomb site. So 3D Max might have found the perfect gap. A smoke in mid. A molly ready in the camera. Xantares, can he really stop them all?
My God, all this shuffling of util at Xantares is making me a little nervous. They flash him off the line, and that will give him time to get the incendiary in. He's actually re-aggressing. Oh my God,
one tap.
He might come to regret that
One
move.
tap.
Xantares dealt a peek. He almost feels like he recognizes there for a second. Maja, only one in the mid-hold. The route into this B site looks to get cracked wide open. It's only Woxic on this AWP. First shot lands. Woxic gets away. Lives to fire one more bullet.
Are they going back? No, the bomb is committing in. They've got a guy coming out. Con, Woxic's covering from afar. He realizes what's in front of him. The weight of this round, 3-on-2, Maka in a post plant, gonna get boosted up. Oh, both Orpers miss. Maka takes space. He's looking the wrong way. It's up to Lucky. He needs more than luck. He needs a skill in this clutch, and it's gonna be Eternal Fire taking 2 on the CT side. Surely that is enough.
Couldn't manage this in the first half, but as OT dawns on this series, Eternal Fire, 2 rounds on the CT side in overtime. That's in spite of this round starting off.
They read that wrong, man. I think they thought that was the triple A there. Can't really blame them when they see Xantares. He is that third piece on the A site. It's usually Woxic, Xantares, and then Wicardia. So that's a bit of prep, actually treating 3D Max wrong there. Because Maja didn't have an orb, so him and Woxic could be. Sends 3D Max into the stack. A round they regret. And a round they can't buy back, as they now need a flawless 3-round CT streak in OT. Eternal Fire, second win. I said it even at 12-8. If we go OT, I'm still leaning in Eternal Fire's favor. It's a great chance to reset, to get your head out of the mud. And get back to your winning ways. Their T-side was excellent in regulation. 8-4.
I just think, there's been a real tonal shift around this game, so I don't know if it's going to be a similar looking T-side from Eternal Fire into this first one. It's more measured thus far. Gravity actually going to push forward after that spam doesn't connect. This is certainly a risk.
What?
Yeah. And that risk falls in Maja's favor. Util exchange for control over Dark, but it's 3D Max having to make concessions right now. A man down.
Good angle. It's not even a smoking B main. Mac is just risking everything on this fight. He's going to go for the B main kill instead. He needs to nail this. There's 2 players here. The bomb is in position. It's Wicardia up front, who is having a single-digit cold game. Flank is in. Double flank is in. Jota reads it. Is he ready for more? Mac nails his. Bomb is here. Going back. Woxic checked it from stairs. Eternal Fire lift up rocks and take what's beneath it. 4v2. back to A. It's only Lucky in position. He hears them coming, but he only just stops them. One health the difference.
Does this get odd now?
Okay.
Maka springs the trap through the back line. Lucky, 1 HP. Getting a kill here is going to be tricky for a 1 health Lucky, but if he can get out with anything, that would be so valuable to 3D Max. Knows right now he's got a 1v1, but not able to punish. This nade on Jota could end Lucky's entire round, but you don't want to get caught with nades pulled. Maka into the clutch. Jota on the other side waits for this swing, and the shot sails past him. Jota is a difference maker. Jota has kept Eternal Fire in this.
Yeah, he went cold there for a minute on that huge comeback from 3D Max, but putting a round like that in their backpack changes everything. It's a map point for Eternal Fire. Dust2 to decide it all, unless 3D Max can keep on fighting into double overtime. And that was a near 2v4 down to the 1v1. But Jota in a high-risk position puts it on the board.
The fact that so consistently, while the pressure is at its highest, Jota would almost be the most forgivable pitfall of this Eternal Fire squad. And yet with a startling consistency, he arrives as a difference maker. It is a testament to what he brings to this Eternal Fire squad. In the same way, Wakadia seemingly arrived from nowhere and brought a much-needed upgrade into this team, Jota is the same.
Yeah, you got to watch out for gravity around these con smokes. He did it in Reg a couple of times, pushing through. Eternal Fire often broke it and found him in them. Outside con molly pushes gravity back, gives Eternal Fire that control for a very cheap price. Gravity wants to fight for it again. He goes in back for more. Second time is not the charm. 4v4. Lucky filling his shoes, big boots, and he's going to hit his. They're out B main though. Wicardia, what a time to show up. Double entry, puts him in double digits, and Woxic misses his shot. It's not the end of the world. He can go back. They've got this bomb in their favor. They've got a third map waiting.
They just need these 2 kills, and any worry on Anubis laid to rest. Eternal Fire, 1 more man still to find, and that flawless streak on Anubis keeps up. Wicardia finishes it with 3, but Jota is the man of the hour, keeping Eternal Fire and their undefeated run on Anubis in check. For now, Katowice and that dream of playoff lives on for Eternal Fire. The score will be settled in the deciding map. Either squad had a lot of things going for them coming into this series, but for one of them, their time in Katowice ends after Dust.
It's a very hard game to call right now. I don't think we can go off of the data. I don't think we can go off of the numbers, the head-to-head. A very close map. Back on Anubis, one that Eternal Fire just sneaked through the keeper. But 3D Max are warm and raring to go in this game. They are not afraid. That much is clear. Maka pushes top mid, catches the nade, can't finish the kill. He should be dead to suicide, but he turns back full blind and lands a headshot. That's a perfect metaphor for how this game has gone. The path of, well, least expectation. But still enough for Eternal Fire to sneak into this A side. The danger is his flank and the ever-present stack.
Just takes the freebie while he's got it. Eternal Fire know they're being wrapped. They try to battle forward right into gravity. And there's Lucky to lend a helping hand on the close. The Frenchmen start this one off strong. Pistol round secured. Maka with a wild push at the top mid. Exercise matching it with a push all the way through B. And then one hell of a double kill from Young Gun Gravity to get the ball rolling on Dust2.
Gravity matching Woxic on the P2K, a rare weapon. coming through with a couple of important kills to get started early in this game. We're going to need the young fragger, the next generation. A little spot, but it's not going to save Santara as Joko's keen to find that first kill. It's 4 Glocks here. As Eternal Fire take a back seat until the third. It's a decent map for 3D Max. It's one that, the Major had a couple of upsets on, took a win over G2 as well, if you recall that one. Pain as well. But Eternal Fire have not really had any success taking on top teams on this map. Getting smacked out by Spirit at Bounty. G2 the same. So, there is a world where on paper 3D Max are the favored team in this series now because of the map, but that would be discounting Eternal Fire's recent form and their individual brilliance. And I'm not ready to do that before I've seen a couple of gun rounds. Nice clean finish there for Lucky, but here come the buy.
Now, that loss of Eternal Fire to Spirit that you talked about was the one that took place in the finals in Copenhagen. Second to last map of that series, but hands down the most dominant loss that Eternal Fire faced in that entire BO5 Grand Final. So not a lot of recent successes here for Eternal Fire. Nothing but bad memories. They're hoping tonight can be the time they make a good one on Dust2. If not, this map will continue to be a mark on Eternal Fire's record. A defining map in their start to the year at 2025. Slow burning first rifle round as they spread out. They've been looking for contact here. 3D Max haven't given them any fights. There is a very heavy A-lean right now for the Frenchman. And with Eternal Fire poising for the mid to be, they're going the right way here. It's only Joko in this B site.
Yeah, he's in a predicament. There's nowhere to move from that position. Xantara's had upper covered, and as the pack swarms through middle, the save must be called. Chance smoke spam, but it's not going to change the outcome, is it? Eternal Fire. Nice confident B hit to start off their T-side venture. Keeping a keen eye on their future opponent, the victor of this going on to face the winner of G2 phase, which is raging on a second map with potential for a third. That will be for a playoff spot, the final one available in Group A. Currently in the playoffs, Vitality, Virtus Pro, Na'Vi, and the Mongols. Pretty stacked start. New look VP, Mongols back for their first event of the year. And of course, we have Spirit down in that lower bracket of the other group, still looking to steal that final place. I think their biggest threat is in that opening game against Liquid. But they dealt with them well in the major quarterfinal, so I guess you'd rather face G2 and FaZe than Spirit at this point. Eternal Fire have that more recent than most, losing 3-1 in a BO5 just last week. Again, this relentless pushing up top mid. Maka did it in the pistol. Lucky gets away with it here.
This is a bit of an awkward round now for Eternal Fire. They're going to waste time clearing out middle. 3D Max, I like that they've left as soon as the opportunity was opened up to them. That's an untraded 5v4. And one other concern here is just there's still a healthy bit of util available to 3D Max. in addition to this man advantage. Missed Molotov for Xantares. Dropping down in the middle now, but Gravity already in position. Even if CT gets smoked, he was up there ready to go. Fires off though and has to get down, meaning Xantares has at least forced that man away from mid.
Oh, a lot of attention off of B right now. That smoke is going to do nothing. It's a flash, in fact. Wakani goes through it inwards with an entry. Joko risking everything for this round, and he goes through with nothing done. While the lurk is cleared up in middle, B is lost, and even with a man advantage, this can be a tough retake here. Good to see Gravity not jump the gun. Got to wait for this big flank from Exercise. 3D Max, if they can get their ducks in a row, they can win this round.
It's frustrating right now that Exercise is the guy with the flashbang. He doesn't want to throw that, so it won't be used. He's got that element of surprise. Instead, might just be better founded trying to make this play contact out through the tunnels. Jota takes the fight to Gravity in the window. There's the trade for Lucky. Woxic now been spotted, but ready for the swing out of the tunnels. Doesn't make dealing with it any easier.
That looked like it was about to go very wrong, that window swing, right as Lucky stopped looking there and his teammate climbed up. But Woxic tucked in, didn't know for sure that Exercise was tunnels. He read it, but he still had to sit in his same position. He couldn't like strafe along the wall and re-peek in. Had to crouch from that headshot angle just in case he was mid. Like you said, not throwing the flash, the element of surprise, it turns out to make the difference. 3D Max immediately respond to Eternal Fire's first round. Explosion out long, late through the pop. Lucky will escape with a kill.
I mean, this round is very important. If Eternal Fire don't find success here, the scoreline between them is going to start widening. Alternatively, it's their chance to close the gap. Lay it all to rest early, and with Wakadia picking up that odd little skirmish down in middle on the far-flung Gravity, Eternal Fire now have the room to work with to split this A site. Lucky has been pushed back by the util. Does have nades to break the smoke open, so it's well worth hanging around here. Mac is watching from range on that AWP. But the first nade doesn't find the timing. Second nade lobbed in, and it's covered from Jota up in the site. Nice idea from 3D Max with the extra nades left back in spawn, but they just don't get the opportunities they were hoping for, and so a save is called.
Yeah, nice ideas. I like to see that, you know, just leaving HEs. It helps in numerous positions. It's not just, you know, we saw initially Alexi B used to do that and just cycle nades on Catwalk when they knew Ts were just stuck behind the cat smoke on Molly. But it can also break long smoke. It can break mid to B smoke. There's plenty of options worth exploiting there for 3D Max, but you miss the timing. Jota gets into the site. He goes over. He stops Lucky in his tracks. Eternal Fire back and forth here. Find another. Clean round this time, so they get to hold on to some guns and Woxic's orb. Woxic reliable on that mid fight on T side. Very good at finding the opener. He's got a long spawn though, so look for an opening pick. He'll meet Exercise there. Held that shot, man.
Oh, a clash down in lower that Xantares is able to win out. That aggression coming from the mid doors and Catwalk would not have been an easy feat to deal with both of them, but 2 kills so quickly is a big gift for Eternal Fire. They're just going to group over here in the tunnels. 3D Max still messing around in middle. They cross back over the way. And with a minute left to play with, Eternal Fire not sure where these final 3 are. It's going to come down to a bit of a guessing game here. They go for the info out on Cat. That's
2.
Everyone spotted. And so B play on the cards now, but these kills have been picked up. I
don't think they realize that's the third. They're looking very cautiously into the bomb site, clearing positions. Maybe the calls finally come through. Bomb getting stuck. A lot of util wasted here in this pursuit.
Woxic with the AWP. He kind of wants to get involved early here. Surely. No, going to reposition on the back plat. Okay, they take a more passive line, trying to play crossfires in the site. It's Wakadia working his way up close. Woxic to peek out from back platform for a trade. But a molly will heat things up for Woxic. He gets thrown into the waiting guns. Only Wakadia left standing. First shot connects, but he's boxed in. And so 3D Max might have found themselves on the back foot there. Lacking the firepower, lacking the manpower, but they group up in the mid-round, and it's that roaming wolf pack of 3D Max that helps find them success.
And first map, we had a monster game out of Exercise. Second one, it came from Maka. Well, now in the third, Lucky is showing us that Shanghai form that he brought in as well. 11-2, 3K, and the retake locked in for 3D Max. No time like the third map of this elimination series for the most experienced player in 3D Max to show up. Fast out long again. Relentless pace in this T side for Eternal Fire. I don't think they realize that Torres is right here. The break of the smoke almost saved Exercise, but instead feeds him to the wolves. He at least finds Woxic. It's Madja AWPing now.
Oh, they don't respect that. They try to play through it. Santares, all right. That's going to get this round going. There was no room to respect that long smoke, and so the rest of Eternal Fire now grouping behind Santares. Walk into an empty A site. Maka's AWP, the only thing that's threatening, but it's focused right now on the short side, expecting a late lurk out of Eternal Fire. Finally looks back in. And that's where Santares bites down on his third. Gravity's just going to go looking for that AWP. 3D Max, I don't think they want to entertain going for this round any longer. Util over towards short as Eternal Fire come hunting. They want to try and take this gun out. They spot the Gravity gets away with that AWP. But they're looking safe to get away with this. And Eternal Fire aren't in a position to hunt either. Their own money is very, very low. Both teams are on the edge heading into this round, and so this save will be respected. I think it's very important that Eternal Fire are able to respond after dropping the ball in the last round to a low econ round out of 3D Max. One where they had all the advantages. It's nice to not feel like that was you giving away the first half.
Back and forth nature will eventually break, though. First team to find 2 rounds in a row is going to deliver a harrowing message to the other, and more often than not break their money if these rounds keep getting close. 3D Max could be on the receiving end of that. Maximizing their saves when possible. Really has been an impressive tournament for 3D Max, beating out Big, MIBR, FlyQuest, and also taking Vitality to a couple of overtimes in there as well on Inferno. But I think if they don't win today, it will really feel like a what-if moment for this squad. With how close that comeback was. Nice hunt there for 3D Max. They push up her as well, so Santares was never going to make it out alive. The nade on long does a lot of damage, but look at the pace.
Yeah, they're already in. That molly is going to split the push. No, wait, it's been extinguished.
Wow.
Caught on the edge of the smoke, and now it's Exercise feeling the burn. Molly's rain in. Maka's AWP misses its chance at the opening, and now very low on health. Exercise left battling back on his own. Won't be able to carve a path back into this. Joko now from the same position. Tries to play his hand, hoping he can make it out of there. But that decision coming so late in that 3v4 is awkward for Joko. He's fed to Eternal Fire. Meaning it's just that two-man save again for 3D Max. And as time goes on, becomes more and more enticing for Eternal Fire to hunt these ones down. I think this is another round where they will let them get away with it.
Well, this is the first time that we've had that back-to-back round since this little streak has started, right? Since that pistol conversion with the full eco. So money is a problem. Saves are a requirement. And yeah, then they want to build their own money, Eternal Fire. They know how quick this can come back to hurt them, but after this one clean round, I think we will see hunting. Seeing some just explosive rounds for Eternal Fire. I want to see what we're going to bring to the table on this map. They are going all out, running through long smokes, disrespecting the corner smoke, doing on the fly long cross. In fact, so on the fly that 2 players threw it. But that's kind of they've got the players for it, don't they? They want to disrupt this game plan for 3D Max. Technical for Maka. But we're back. Haven't seen Woxic attempt this mid pick.
I think it's a tricky team to do it against. 3D Max have a lot of different round starts for Maka on this AWP. It's not like he's going to be fighting you at the mid doors every time. They've got different variations of boosts they like to employ to try and get that angle in mid. Let's see, I don't know if you can blame Woxic for wanting nothing to do with that.
Maka went for the peek, and now he's running up mid with the AWP. He just sent it through the mid door smoke. And he finds Wicardia instead. Eternal Fire, avoid the AWP, go back for this long control, and it's done them so well in these rounds. Maka doesn't want to give away the kill. He's going to fall all the way back. Oh, maybe another boost. They really are just trying to set this AWP up in this round. Eternal Fire aware of it.
Oh my god. Oh, head scene doesn't quite connect, but his second shot will. Oh. And out there goes Gravity, tearing through Eternal Fire. Woxic ran through. Gravity delivers.
And look at Joko just jumping around the corner. Man, the way the 3D Max play off each other is so exciting. It's so cool seeing this team back on LAN after success in Shanghai. Bringing punches. It's the world's best. Gravity teach them a lesson. We finally have Woxic go for the mid pick. It pays off. It's top performer Lucky out. Oh my god, look at him go. He's crazy, he's unchained.
He's unhinged.
Oh.
And Woxic teaches him.
I think he spotted him before that smoke came up. A second later, Maka maybe lives. Gets a bit frustrated on that attempted refrag. We've got a player in lower. It's kind of all we've got here for 3D Max. If Gravity doesn't hit, then Eternal Fire float to 5. They're going to play off Gravity. They're all going to die in middle.
Oh, he's giving chase after the footsteps away. Oh, it nades out. Zantara is not in a state to fight for that lower control. Now they're grouping over in mid. This is a lot of info for Eternal Fire, but their forces are split up. They know right now that B site is empty, and so they're going to look to take it with 2, but only 2 players actually in the site.
Yeah, they read it wrong because there's been so many long takes, but with Zantara's having a knife out open and upper, I'm surprised they didn't realize that was going to be a B hit. Eternal Fire just send it into the site. They lose a player along, but this is just too far away, physically out of position. It's not going to stop them. They're going for this.
This is mad. By the time, I mean, Woxic could get shot in the back. He hears the footsteps, quick turnaround. And so well positioned as it turns out. It felt like Woxic was going to be left high and dry in this site here. Ends up having an important role to play.
Last second
move in for 3D Max. But because of that spot in T-Spawn, they never left the site. They never moved a muscle. Ready for that last second cheeky retake attempt. Eternal Fire tie this game up.
They saw 3D Max try that round on Anubis, if you remember. It was Maka creeping in last second from CT. So you're not going to let them get away with it. And like you said, with that, wow, I didn't see him.
Didn't see him. I thought he did too. I thought you nailed the read of that.
With the spot from Woxic, seeing them go for it really late in spawn, yeah, there's no way Eternal Fire falling for that. Yeah, Xantares caught with knife out in mid, or lower rather. Long scrap comes up for Jota. MVP of Anubis gives us a 5v4 down the tail end. Dude, he goes through the smoke. These guys are tricky.
Just every round, it's like every round, relentless wave of gimmick after gimmick to go for these opening kills, but this time,
my God,
Eternal Fire more than ready for it. They go running into Joko at the close, just looking to take this round by force. Weren't concerned about planting that bomb. They wanted the kill. They wanted all the guns out of the round, and that's exactly what Eternal Fire get. Punishing down the end of this first half from Eternal Fire. They have made this last string of rounds very expensive wherever they can. And in a series that was forced by wars until we were like 7 rounds deep, that matters a hell of a lot. It means that 3D Max have nothing in this final round of the first half. Just a couple of SMGs, top mid push. They've done this every single time. Madja has support, Jota there, ready for it.
There's only so many times you can be caught off guard by this. It's understandable why 3D Max doing it with their low buy, but very aware of Eternal Fire. This is a nice flank again. Xantares could be another frustrating death here, but Wakadia covers the back. Oh my God, dude, that gun's busted. And they see the cross. Oh. Don't anger Woxic. 2 low players.
That's the bomb here. Jota, don't die. He has Woxic nearby. Waits for him to group. Xantares able to control the rotates. These B players will struggle to move a muscle with Xantares watching mid. So for now, it's Exercise and a Deagle all alone over at this A site.
2v1 for the round, really. Flash is good, but Xantares still blind kill.
He has to hit the second one.
Exercise orb, can't find it.
On the right line, but didn't get the shot off in time. You're not faster than Woxic in that head-to-head. And now for Maka, 7 points of health. Never willing to write off a Maka clutch, but he's just so wounded. 1 bullet ends the entire round. Time for Eternal Fire to get set up in these post plants as well, so it looks like they're on their way to a winning half. Maka makes his move, does gain a lot of ground here, but at any moment Xantares could check him. And there's that swing out from the cat side. Eternal Fire, T side, 1 out. And they are now just a handful of rounds away from eliminating 3D Max. 3D Max trailing behind. A one-out first half for Eternal Fire. Once again, Jota topping the charts for the Turkish squad to see them through to a 7-5 lead on this deciding map. Elimination on the line. Winner of this going on to play for playoffs versus the winner of G2 and FaZe. Straight out into mid. 3D Max had a lot of explosive, gimmicky ideas in that first half. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve in the pistol.
It's been a long day, a long series, spanning 3 hours going into the final half here, and it's all going to be decided on pistol. The momentum of Dust2 with Cardio at the B site. That'll be good for one more. Lucky's trapped out right now, but the top mid scrap comes up for the French, and they got a 3v2 in the post spawn. Unless Eternal Fire can hunt down this kill quick, they're in hot water right now, even getting faced in the post spawn by everybody in middle. Exercise run down, Maka connects with a 1v1. Woxy doesn't need to be given this, but Lucky finishes the job, will not run away, will not retreat at the face of adversity. 3D Max look to pull this back and go all the way.
I mean, what a time for Lucky to find that Shanghai form bottom player in the series, but my God, he's played up to it here on the third map, 13-7. Final kill in the pistol to open things up for 3D Max as they attempt to come back here. A 4-spy for Eternal Fire, 2 scouts in tow. And a chance for chaos. Double scout, triple MP9 buy. This is pretty strong for Eternal Fire. It all comes down to just how much damage these scouts can do. There were times in the past, back in CSGO, when Dust2 was in the pool, you started to see Astralis experimenting with as many as 4 scouts at a time. Certainly a viable weapon here in this 4-spy. So 3D Max have to take this round very seriously. They have to play it like they're up against full rifles. Maja, that little voice in his head told him he had the timing. He could make a move. If he'd taken the gap, he would know that top mid is empty. Everyone from 3D Max grouping for the catwalk. Maja plays his hand now.
It might leave him too late, but they're holding it. Gonna give it up now as they scale up catwalk. Maja still has flank timing available. He gets checked out of nowhere. Gives it a look. Still gonna run it in. Scout has to do so much here. Woxy hits one. Santares follows up from spawn, but can these guns make it into the site? A post spawn is a different issue for Eternal Fire. Santares tries to scale up the ramp, but he just about makes it with that smoke down. There's no getting these players off the site. Long-range engagements via AKs is going to be surely 3D Max favored.
They are just lacking the manpower, and here's the backstab arriving for Jota. They're all getting whittled down. It's death by 1,000 cuts for 3D Max as these MP9s trickle those HP bars away, and with it, that equalizer that 3D Max were looking for. Eternal Fire, you don't have to wait long for them to bring the heat in this CT half.
Oh, just 5v3, even though it gets a little bit scrappy there. Those smokes down actually allow the MP9 to scale in really nicely. Eternal Fire go together. Huge force win. And 3D Max have gone for some pretty crazy force buys, but this one is a bridge too far. They will eco. Glad to see it. You want to maximize your rifle rounds.
100%, especially with like getting the plant. It just gives you this gift to be able to play one eco round now. You get those guns out straight away.
Right after the reload. Gets in the corner, but 2 players along. Yeah, a bit of a miss smoke, but Maja replenishes it.
Another reason why I like this even more is like when you think back in the grand scheme of this series on Anubis, they forced after they lost the pistol when they could have saved for rifles in the next, and then they end up coming all the way back at 12-4 in a world where they did go for that buy in round 3 and still found the same level of success. They could have ended that in regulation. Now, that does require some mental gymnastics to arrive at that.
It's my favorite gymnastic.
But, you know, they did make the 12-4 comeback happen. So I like that they prioritized bringing the guns out straight away here in the deciding map.
You've actually ruined my day with that one.
I know, yeah. We weren't really thinking about it because we were all caught up in the occasion, but...
Yes, that's a yikes. Well, this is the right call.
Yeah,
saw Maka on the cams,
he was
really getting
talking.
passion, talking, Harry, laying down the law. Whether it's a motivational speech or whether it's a tactical breakdown, we'll have to wait and see. 20 seconds, just exploding into this site. Simply done. No, it's fine. They're not going to let him.
Good.
9-6. This is it. This is the game right now. 3D Max need to kick off their gun rounds with a bang. What's Maka got?
Yeah, this is the stressful part, right? Eternal Fire celebrated hard when they won that force fire. They knew that it would bring them very, very close to victory. And in the same way, thinking back to the second map of this series, there weren't a lot of rifle rounds in it for 3D Max. That is the case here in the deciding map. If Eternal Fire win this round, 3D Max are broke. And so suddenly you are full steam ahead towards the finish line if you're Eternal Fire.
Jodes is screaming them down now. They're very quiet for obvious reasons. They are not in control of this map anymore.
Good timing on that, but just falls shy of doing damage.
Up Cat at 125. A lot of control for 3D Max. Of course, Eternal Fire hold on to their util well, but it will start to get burned. Ouch. No one letting them in. Long and B blocked. Molly on Cat.
Xantares crossing over to B. This is a curious decision. I want to know what Eternal Fire are planning to do here. They're going to be left playing retake on A if this A play comes to fruition. And that's what 3D Max were set up for, but Lucky is still waiting in the upper tunnels. As the timer ticks down, Eternal Fire, a lot of teams would look to aggro into the tunnels here with so little time left, but they stick to their guns. And Torres was caught moving out of position, and it will be this B play, dropping through CT, and now wrapping the B side, but Wakadia and Jota hold the line.
That is unreal. 2 players against 4 in the B split. And you could criticize Lucky. You could say he goes too late. Sure, maybe he could be there a bit earlier, but he's holding back plat. There is no way both B players should get double kills like that. That is unbelievable. After Xantares runs the rotate, thinking that's a cat play. The comms are frantic. Both B players stay in their spots.
That's a punch in the gut if you're 3D Max. You got the exact reaction you were looking for. That was what they spoke about in the timeout, you can imagine, because there's a big degree of, you know, timings and complexity to pulling off that call. Drop down into CT, into the B split, and they get chewed up. They got the 1 kill that they'd prepared for onto Xantares.
And then just evaporated.
And this is why, like, the fact that Dust2's been an odd map for Eternal Fire is a crazy one when you think about it, because look at, like, especially in this CT half, the B hold is Jota and Wakadia, the 2 young guns, the 2 hard hitters of Eternal Fire. And then over in A, it doesn't get easier. Maja, someone who has a great read of the game, is going to know very well when he can and can't push the long doors. In the site itself, you've got to deal with Xantares and Woxic.
Yeah, terrifying.
Like, where do you even go here? There's no weak point to exploit if you're 3D Max.
And these fakes aren't going to work anymore now that Eternal Fire have seen, you know, a very cheeky round in the first gun. So mid to B smoke, no one even shifts. Maja tucks into Goose. He's committed to win the round right now. Xantares on a headshot angle against a few Deagles and Glocks. 2 HEs, a Molotov. It's just unrelenting from Eternal Fire. These pistols come running and gunning. Woxic wallbangs the first. Okay, no helmet. That's a bit weird, but Madra is here to ensure this round doesn't get too out of control. Xantares recovery mechanical error. But it comes down to the 1v2. They can jump shot him and just chase him off this plant. Lucky can't connect.
Sigh of relief there for Eternal Fire. That round should not have been that close. It's a muted celebration for that exact reason. That is far more costly than they would have liked. The bomb plant as well.
They're not going to jump the gun after Anubis. 12-5 in the lead. Felt like that game was over. It took till OT to close it out. They still did, but the call here for Eternal Fire is just don't let them back in. Don't give them any reason to make this game interesting. Let's end it right here, right now. Let's go into that last day with a confident win in our back pocket. The less we have to show, the better. And the 3D Max that started this series with a 13-4 on Inferno, who showed incredible tenacity to pull back Anubis, now maybe running out of steam come Dust2.
I love that Eternal Fire haven't fought them in mid. I think it's so crazy. Like, there's been so little mid fights in this second half.
True.
They're letting 3D Max have it. 3D Max have a bunch of nice ideas on how to take middle. And so Eternal Fire, more often than not, just have given them this control and instead played the extremities.
Yeah, no cat pushes, no AWP boost. This is as far as it's gone. And Woxic gets one shot, it won't connect. Xantares picked in CT.
Well, that is one of the awkward parts of leaving mid open, right? He was running the rotate there, back over towards A. Joko's already pushed up on short, and so that kill comes for free.
They're out mid.
Cartier is aware that this is a possibility. They haven't had eyes on mid for a moment, so he's not jumping the gun here. There's that Woxic AWP that's going to send them back from the A site. An awkward lineup over in middle. Both players now low, but the rest of the team move in to join them. Madja trying to thin the herd. Jota can't get away in time, and so it's left on a Madja to clutch up. 1v2. Nade rains in, but it's just shy of finding gravity.
They know one's low, but he's taking the AWP now.
Madja always a threat in these clutches, but with the AWP on the line, it was meant to be safe. Gravity locked out, and now Madja a 1v1. Low on health. One shot could end his round, but Madja, this guy is calm in these clutch moments. The perfect read, but he can't nail the shot. Maka holds on and keeps 3D Max in this as the clash of the captains comes up in their favor.
Oh, what a relief for 3D Max. It's a messy mid-fight. Madja's stopped these rotates into B time after time from the top mid-flank to CT over the smoke. It's made these rounds very interesting. He ran out of ammo there.
BG, let's go.
This one's tense now. First gun round on the T side for 3D Max. First round since the pistol. Maka could pick long with the spawn. Looks more interested in the mid fight.
I I mean, that last round was the most we've really seen Eternal Fire try and fight for mid. It was Woxic there with the AWP early. And he looked like he was going to repeat that again, but he's taken a far more passive line, gone and joined Wakadia over in B. And so that means the AWP is away from this A site. And there's no way to get it back there. Crossing mid at this point in the game, this point in the round, is a pretty daunting prospect.
I want to see, now that 3D Max know they can get Cat for free, they could drop mid to B for free, how does that change their T side? Because usually you have to fight so much more for this control. It's going to save them time, it's going to save them util, but it will also open up options. And will Eternal Fire stick to that decision of playing passive? You know, putting Jota in Goose now, so Woxic can AWP B. New round, new idea. Same setup. Mollies land everywhere. Jota's going to get forced out. He has to peek with his own flashbang. He's actually in front of it. Oh, he steps back in the fire. They hear it. He's got to go for the kill now. Xantar is tucked down with a flashbang. They dodge it as well. And Lucky hits his headshot over the top of the boxes. Maja stuck at long. They're going to hunt him down. There's nowhere to go. The open road. Maka follows up. And Woxic saves. This game just got interesting again.
Yeah, Eternal Fire a few times now have tried to use the idea of like that positionless counter-strike to their advantage, right? They know that 3D Max have done their prep and their research, and so with Woxic leaning B at the start, Jota instead started over at Goose and was playing. He was supposed to have the element of surprise. That's how he was trying to play that, but the molly forced him out, an unfortunate step back. And that's all it takes for that round to fall apart. Woxic. Oh, doesn't get out with the AWP. Oh dear.
That's a disaster. Final tick.
This game is really going to close up.
It's suddenly Anubis all over again. Right when you're ready to write it off. I don't feel like Eternal Fire truly thought they'd won it. They'd learned the hard way before, but now it's tense.
3D Max, the plucky little team that could. Every time it feels like you're ready to write them off in a series, they've got resilience. Oh my god.
That's weird.
Oh my god. Maja! Oh, waited, that could have been the double. It still can be. Wakadia here to help. Maja battling forward. It's an all-in brawl at the long doors. Gravity tucks himself in. That AWP arrives now to help him out. It's getting desperate, but Maka will keep that round in check.
For a near full eco, it doesn't really get much better than that for Eternal Fire. Shy of a win. Great damage. But again, only matters if they follow up with round wins. They don't have the luxury that Anubis provided of match point or map point in their pocket. They've still got to fight for it. No AWP for Woxic as a result of that late hunt. And again, the disrespect for Gravity. Look at this move. He's out middle immediately at 135. He is scaling mid to B. He does not respect the setup of Eternal Fire, and he'll eat the Molotov to get in this site. 2 kills on a play. He will be traded. That is B crumbling. That is Eternal Fire red. If they're not going to put up any fight for middle, 3D Max will make them regret it.
Early on, not fighting for mid was working to Eternal Fire's benefit. Now it is a huge hole in this defense.
Back-to-back gun rounds, right? Previous one, they just go up cat and they immediately execute into an A hit. They win it out. Woxic was AWPing B. Now, there's not even an AWP in the round. They just run down mid and go mid to B. And now they're hunting guns.
Yeah, this hunt is massive. Ouch. Anything that gets removed will not be making another appearance. It's gone. It's forgotten about. Xantares loses his gun. Maja and Woxic just want to stay alive over here at long, but not even that is guaranteed. 3D Max trying to knock everything out of the round. Maja can't hold on to it. Woxic at least gets out, but 3 players went into that save and only 1 survives. A 1-round game. 3D Max, another impossible comeback was tasked to them in this second half. They weren't able to stick the landing back on Anubis. They dragged that game all the way into OT. Here, they still have that chance to end it in regulation. And right as Eternal Fire put more focus on middle, 3D Max get out long. Push up from Woxic, that hero gun removed.
Incredible they're ready for that, given that's just the polar opposite play to how Eternal Fire have been doing it. But on a low economy round, he tries to put the rifle up in business. Oh, I love it. They cycle guns out as well. Min-maxing go 3D Max. Ensuring that Eternal Fire do not get anything for free in this game. And look at how stoic this hold is in a 4v3 when you'd expect them to be scaling. They wait for every push. Look at them going for the gun. They can't even find it. Maka's got this one dead to right. But the jiggle is all Xantares will give them before he goes back and tries to play this clock. 50 seconds. He's got the one flash to get him out long. That feels like 3D Max's best option right now. It's all they have.
Yeah, so they are going to have to go into this stack.
It's all on Jota, really. If the scout can chip one away, that's a good start. Jota calls a flash. In he goes.
Oh, teed up, it's just the one and done, but this scout's still able to operate at range. Lucky is lurking late up the catwalk in the meantime. And Wakania just gets that. Oh dear! 3D Max, this was only the pistols. And now it's only Maka left standing.
They're leaving.
Feign the fallback, 3D Max. There might still be hope. Maka has tricked Eternal Fire, going quiet for only a moment. Backstab in, but he's missed the shots. Eternal Fire, no business winning that round.
They sit them down, they shut them up. An eco, and it's not even the hero rifle being a part of the party. Pistols and a scout may have eliminated 3D Max from Katowice. They have come back time and time again. They have refused to give up. And now they've got to do it with less.
Just to think, twice over, they have been the squad that are rounds away from eliminating Eternal Fire on these crazy comebacks. And now a fall down versus the pistols, versus the scout. Back on Anubis, one over-aggressive purchase. And this is all it takes. These are the margins on this series.
Xantares almost walked into top mid orb last round. Him staying alive could not have had more value.
For a team that's known for the wild calls, the chaos that they try to create, it's the uncharacteristically conservative round that might have let them down.
There's pressure right there. When it's all on the line, when no one wants to make a mistake. Greedy Max move away from what they know, what they love, what they know works. And now it all comes down to this. 30 seconds on the hits.
3 going into Xantares.
His position so powerful, he might just send them home.
Tucked in, goes unchecked. Woxic only selling this further. That bomb battle's back off the catwalk as they lose everyone over on shore. It's Maka and it's Lucky to try and keep 3D Max in this, or else their time in Katowice is over. Maka run through Eternal Fire. Give them an inch and they will take a mile. They managed to see this series through. They survived the night and they send 3D Max out of Katowice. Mere rounds, mere seconds away from disaster themselves, but it's crisis averted.